guys, what's up? It's Rachel back with another video, and in today's video I'm going to be doing what I talked about in my last video. And I was talking about how I had purchased all kinds of this new Nars stuff, and it was in a previous Sephora haul. It wasn't my Sephora VIB sale haul, but it was the one before that. And I talked about how I pretty much want to do a review on this entire collection because they had come out with a lot of products here recently. And if you know me, then you know that I absolutely love Nars. Nars is my favorite brand, and for some reason it reminds me of New York, and you all know that I love New York, and if I could be there, I'd be there now. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I've been wanting to test this stuff out on camera. Some of this I have used a little bit, but overall it is a first impressions. Bear with me with the light. I hope you guys can see. I just wanted to give you guys a rundown of what I've done so far before I get started. So the first thing that I've done is I prime my skin. I use the Professional from Benefit. That is in my project pan, by the way. And I've also used my Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Foundation. This is what it looks like. It's like a dupe for one of the Tarte foundations. It has a big doe foot applicator. I love this foundation. I rave about it all the time. It's one of my top favorites. I use it all the time. This is my go-to foundation. And then other than that, what I have done is I have used this Nars Orgasm Illuminator. So I already tested this out right now. I've got it on underneath my skin. I used it after I primed my skin, and then I also mixed it in with my Makeup Revolution foundation. And I love the way that it gives my skin like a glowy effect. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but it really did give me like a glow. I don't think you're going to be able to tell on camera. I look pretty matte on my camera, on my phone, by the way. I really do love this. I wanted to test this out. When you squirt it out, it looks very intense. It's got that strong rose gold tone to it, and it looks like it's going to be like for medium skin tones or for deeper skin tones, but it actually works for fair skin tones because it blends out very well, and it's very sheer. It just gives you a nice subtle glow. So I really do like this, and that is all that I've done. Like I said, I put this on after my primer, and then I mix it in with my foundation. I actually put some on top of my foundation, and it looks really, really nice. And again, this is what it looks like, the packaging in the bottle. It's super cute. And my hat always covers my brows. I'm just a hat person for right now anyway, until I get my hair done. But my brows, this is what they're looking like. I really do like them. And again, I use my favorite product that I've talked about here a lot here on my channel. That is from Billion Dollar Brow, and it is the shade Universal. It works very nice for my brows. It's very creamy, but not overly creamy where it's going to smudge. Love that brow pencil. It's one of my favorites, and it is a repurchase product. So other than that, that's all I've done. I've just done my foundation, used that illuminator, and my brows. So right now, I think I'm going to go into my cream highlighter. So for this, I have the Nars Endless Orgasm palette, and this is what it looks like. I really wanted to test this out on camera because this had mixed reviews, and I'm such a Nars junkie. So this is what it looks like on the inside. You have some deeper shades, some pretty rosy, plummy tones, and then some paler shades. And these are all creams. That's the unique thing about this. This is all creams. So I think I'm going to go in, and I'm just going to use my finger. I feel like creams apply better with your finger. So I think I'm going to start off with this pale shade right here, and I'm going to swatch it. Yeah, these are creams, guys. These are really creamy. And this is what it looks like on my finger, if you can see. So I think I'm just going to dab this all over my skin on my cheekbones and just see what this does for me. Maybe I'm going in a second time, guys. I'm not gonna lie, it's very subtle, but it is very pretty. It looks very pretty on the skin. I don't know how it's looking here on camera, but it is subtle. It's subtle, but it's pretty. So I'm gonna go ahead and put just maybe a little bit more. It's honestly, I feel like it's coming off more prettier on my phone than it actually is in person. Honestly, in person, it's not really doing that much. So I'm not really impressed with that shade. That's just my first impression, but again, I am going to use it some more. So I'm going to try going down here at the bottom and using this pinky shade and see how that applies. Again, it feels just as creamy as the other one. I don't think this is going to be a nice highlight on me right now, but I think it'd be a pretty blush topper, but we're just going to try it and see what it does. I have been proven wrong. This is going to be a pretty highlight for me right now. It's very subtle, guys. These are very subtle. I actually think that looks really pretty. I would use this as a blush topper too, but it's a nice pinky highlight. I don't know that this is doing much of anything, guys. I don't know if you can see it. This palette was expensive. I'm pretty sure this was like 60 bucks too. Let's just go and try to use it as a blush, like a cream blush. That same shade there at the bottom. It's like I said again, it's giving me like a subtle glow, like a glowy cheek. It's not doing much of anything. I wonder if you can use this on the eyes. I'm pretty sure when I was on Nars' Instagram, I've seen some of the models use them on their eyes. So maybe I should try that. I don't know, because I have some more products to try by Nars. So let's try, you know what? Let's just go and try this deeper shade here. Let's try this one here at the top. This one felt a little bit drier, I'm not going to lie. But this one does have the most pigment to it. I dipped in again, guys. I don't know if you see me do that. So far, that has been the best shade out of the palette. It has the most pigment. These blend out really nice, but I feel like for $60, you would want more. See, it's showing up better on camera than what it is actually in person. I don't know, guys. I'm not impressed. Maybe I need to try this on the eyes. If you guys have tried this palette, let me know. And let me know if I'm using it wrong. Maybe I'm using it wrong. Let me know if this palette works for you, because so far I'm really not impressed. It's really not doing much of anything. I can't really tell I have a highlight on. And this is left like a pink streak. They blend out fine, but the problem is there's like nothing there. It's like you put nothing on your skin. But again, this is the Nars Endless Orgasm palette, and this is what it looks like on the outside. And here's the back, and I will give you a close-up of the shades that I have used. I don't know about this palette, guys. I'm just really not impressed. So the next products I want to talk about are these two palettes, and again, they are from Nars. This is the Summer Lights palette in the in the Hot Nights palette, Summer Nights and Hot Nights. So this is what they look like. So technically, these are considered face palettes, but they do have some eyeshadows in them as well. So we're just going to go ahead and open up Summer Lights. That's what it's called, Summer Lights. And this is what it looks like on the inside. You have 4 eyeshadows, and then you have 2 contour shades. And this one's really light, and I feel like this one is a satin, while this one is more matte than the other one. And these are very, very light. I feel like it's intended for pale skin. So we're just going to go ahead and try. I'm going to take the one that's more satin. I don't want the one that's like completely glowy. So I'm going to take this shade, and I'm going to use an angled brush, and I'm going to try this out and see how it goes. So I'm going to put my hair back like this. I'm going to start like kindly just contouring and kindly like chiseling it out just a little bit. I can go ahead and tell you right now, I really do love this powder. It blends so well, and it has the perfect amount of pigment, exactly what I'm looking for. Very, very nice. Very nice. I was looking at myself to see how it looks on camera, but it looks very nice in person. I'm just going to go ahead and do the other side. I mean, I would normally do my forehead. Don't worry, I would normally do my forehead, but the fact that you can't even see it, I'm not even going to bother. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply a little bit more, because this is a buildable powder. That's the good thing about these. So it's very like if you're new to makeup, don't be scared of it, because it's like you can easily fix it. It's very buildable, and it's just hard to mess up on this powder. So if you're someone that you're new to makeup, this would be very nice. I'm kindly just going to run it over like underneath my jaw, just because. I love this. I feel like it gives me a lot of warmth to my face, which is exactly what I was looking for. This is more of a bronzer for me. I thought it was going to lean more for a contour for my skin tone, but actually it's like a bronzer. I'm very pale. That's what this is showing me. I'm very pale. I am going to be getting spray tans soon, but for now, like when I am pale, this works really nice. It just warmed my skin up, and it gave me like a healthy looking glow. So I really do enjoy this. I highly recommend this if you're someone that you have pale skin, because this looks awesome. Like I said, Nars, I'm not being biased, because I don't know, Nars just has some of the best quality powder products when it comes to their eyeshadows and their face powders and their highlighters. I personally love them. I feel like they're so soft and smooth, and like this, it builds so nice. So I love this, and I highly recommend this. But I think I'm going to go ahead and try some of the eyeshadows. Maybe we should try the eyeshadows in the other palette, but this is what this palette looks like. Very, very pretty. I feel like this is like a good everyday palette. So now I'm going to go into the Hot Nights palette. This is what it looks like. Very pretty packaging. Nars always has the best packaging. It's so sleek and pretty, and it reminds me of New York. But this is what the inside looks like. It's more plummy and rosy toned, the eyeshadows anyway. You have this shade, and these shades are actually highlighters. That's why I said it looks so glowy. That one was paler, and it made me think it was like a bronzer. But actually, these are like pale, like highlighting shades. So this is what this is, a highlighting shade. And then you have more of a bronzer. This is just a tad bit deeper than the other bronzer slash contour in the other palette. So I feel like this one is actually going to work very nice for me as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to layer that. I'm going to take my same brush. This is just an angled brush from BH Cosmetics. And I'm going to take that and I'm going to layer it and see how that works for my skin tone. Oh my God. I already love these. Like, I'm not being biased. I love these. I love these powders. They're so soft and smooth and just very easy to blend. And they layer so well. And they just build up so well. Like, you can't go wrong with these. Like, you can't mess up. I've used some bronzers where as soon as I dip my brush in and then I do this, it leaves like a big line because it's so pigmented. And I've had bronzers that actually when I do that and it leaves that stripe, it's very hard to blend. The formula's not very nice about blending, so I love these. And if you want these palettes, they are on Sephora and they retail for $60. And I know that's a steep price tag, but you really are paying for quality. And, you know, it's just a high-end brand. So I'm going to layer some more. I feel like I could just do this all day. I could keep layering and layering and it would still look really nice. Okay? Now, I think what we're going to do is add some blush. And for the blush, I have the Nars Orgasm blush in the special packaging. This is what it looks like. Very sleek, pretty packaging. It matches the Endless Orgasm palette. Very, very pretty. Very excited to play with this. And like I said in my haul video when I talked about this, a lot of people said that the blush wasn't the actual color of Orgasm. They said it was more pinky toned, while the original cult classic favorite is more peachy toned and gold and had some shimmer in it. But I am going to try it. I don't think I have the actual Orgasm blush to compare it. I said that I was going to go in store and swatch it, and I went in store for the Sephora VIB sale and I forgot to swatch it. So I'm just going to go ahead and use this blush. This is what it looks like on the inside. Again, I have seen pictures of the Orgasm blush and this one does look a lot pinker than the original. But I'm just going to go ahead and apply this and see how the formula works. Like I said, it does look pinker. And I actually think I'm just going to take this same brush. Okay, it picks up a lot of product. I tap my brush off and I'm just going to go ahead and apply this and see how it goes. I'm going to layer it. This is pretty sheer. that was my first layer. I'm going to go in and see how it builds. Right off the bat, I can tell you this is very, very pretty. Now, it is pinkier, so I'm not sure that this is the same as the Orgasm blush. I think I'm going to definitely have to go in store and get that blush just so I can compare it, but also it's a cult classic. I really do need it in my collection anyway. So I'm going to go ahead to the other side. This looks so pretty on the skin. It's very pinky. It does have a little peach in it, but I feel like it is more pink. It definitely is different, I think. But I love this formula and it's building very nice and it just looks very pretty on the skin. It gives me a very nice flush. It gives me one of those healthy, dewy looks. I will clean this up, guys. It looks crazy right now. Very, very pretty. Very nice. Very nice. I love this. When a lot of people was talking about this new Nars stuff that had released, they said that out of all the whole collection, they recommended this because you can't go wrong. It's the bigger size of the Orgasm. But like I said, they did say it was different. I feel like you can't go wrong with this. This looks very nice and very healthy and pretty. And if you're somebody that you're into this shade, I would definitely check this out. I think what I'm going to do is go back to one of those palettes and use one of the powder highlights. So which one should I go with? I feel like I want one that's going to give me... Yeah, we'll probably go with this one. I'm going to go back to the Hot Nights palette that looks like this. And first of all, I'm going to put my little hat down because I look weird. And put my little hair down. There we go. And I'm going to go back to that highlight shade over here by this bronzer shade that built really, really nice. I highly recommend this, guys. I can't say it enough. But I'm going to use this highlighting shade and just apply it on top of where I tried to put the cream. So I'm going to take this brush that is from a BoxyCharm and I'm going to just go ahead and dip into that shade and I'm going to apply it and see how it goes. That's the first layer. It's very subtle, but it looks like you have that glow within. It's not like one of those intense highlights, which I feel like Nars doesn't really do intense highlights. That's just my personal opinion. I feel like they're more subtle when it comes to their highlights, just of what I've seen. And I do have a lot of their highlighting products, especially in their palettes, and they are really natural. I mean, it looks really pretty on the skin. And it pretty much, like these highlighters, speaking for this one, it really does go with the palette because these are natural palettes. These are everyday palettes that you can use. Just very wearable, everyday shades. And I think that's what you'd want, maybe with a highlight, maybe you don't want an intense highlight all the time, and like really pigmented bronzers, like these are just so subtle and nice for every day, and they really do build. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply some more, because more is more. And then I'm going to apply some on the tip of my nose and going down. This is just really pretty, guys. It's very pretty. I'm not going to lie, it's very pretty. And then I'm going to go above the lip a little bit on my Cupid's bow. And just take the rest and on my chin. Very pretty. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray my face with some MAC Fix Plus and then go over it with a beauty blender just to sink all these powders in, because I need to like blend this out a little bit better and just, you know, just sink all them powders in, make everything look nice and smooth. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply some Fix Plus. I'm telling you, if you guys don't use MAC Fix Plus, there for a long while I had ran out of it and I wasn't using it anymore. I have missed it so much. I'm telling you, it just makes my makeup look flawless. It sinks everything into the skin, and it does give me a glowy, luminous effect. I love MAC Fix Plus. It will always be in my collection. I will never go without it again. So now after that, I'm just going to take my Real Technique sponge, my dirty Real Technique sponge, and I'm just going to tap over everything. I'm going to go under here where I said I needed to clean up and just tap everything. I'm just going to go over it and just really press. I'm not rubbing, I'm pressing. I just want to put those, like, sink those powders into my face. I'm going to go over my blush just a little bit just to tone it down just some. Really, I'm just sinking everything into my skin. I feel like the highlight looks really nice. I feel like the blush looks really nice. I'm very impressed. I love it. Especially that bronzer, it just built so nicely. I feel like my skin just looks really healthy looking, which is what I want. I want it to look healthy. I'm very impressed, guys. So after that, I normally don't film, I'm going to be honest with you guys, I normally don't film eyeshadow looks. I have one here on my channel, and the reason being is because the lighting and just zooming in and everything, and especially because I'm filming on my phone, it's very hard for me to do actual tutorials, and that's something that I want to get like started in. Like I said, I've only done like one here on my channel. I've done some trial-ons of lip products and stuff, but I've never done like a full-blown tutorial like I'm doing now. Like, I'm testing out new products for you guys, and I'm trying to get better at it, and like I said, the zooming and stuff is just not good. So the reason I want to do my eyeshadow now is because I had those two palettes, and although I've used the face products on my face, I feel like it's a waste to not go in with the eyeshadows and let you guys know how they actually apply and the formula and things. So I am going to dip into the eyeshadows and try them out here on camera. I wish you guys could see my brows. So I'm going to put my little hair down. I feel like I want to go back into the Hot Nights palette because I used the highlight in there, and I did build up with this bronzer. Well, I started off with this bronzer. I feel like the eyeshadows are going to look better because I have a bold, like, pinky peachy blush. And the eyeshadows in this palette are very, like, rosy toned almost. So I'm going to go in with these. Apart from this palette, again, this is the Summer Lights palette, the one I was just talking about. This palette has more neutral, everyday shades. So I think I am going to go with the other palette just because it has more rosy tones. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with the lightest shade here in the palette, and I'm just going to apply this all over the lid. I'm going to put some in my inner corner, and I am going to go like underneath my brow. I'm pretty much just using this shade as a base just to make sure that everything blends out nice and that my lids are set, because I did put foundation on top of them. And then I'm just going to go to the other side and do the same thing. Yeah, this is pretty much not showing up. All it's doing is setting my lids. So now I'm pretty much just going to go into this brown shade right here, and I'm going to use that in the crease. It's like a plummy shade. It has some pink in there. Tap off my brush and going straight into my crease. It's blending very nice. It's not giving me any issues, and honestly, I was feeling of it just now, and it feels like the highlighter and the bronzer, it feels very smooth to the touch, so that's very nice. I'm just going back in with some more, and I'm just building that color up and blending it on up. I'm someone, I like to take my eyeshadows more up than keeping them low. And now I'm going to go into the next shade Bites right here, and I'm going to put that also in the crease. Oh yeah, these are blending so nice together. It's very pinky, rosy, mauvey. I love it. Especially with the way my skin is looking right now, how everything just looks so healthy and glowy. And I love the shade of this blush. Like I said, don't know if it's the real shade of Orgasm, but very, very pretty. I love the way that it looks. I tapped in again. I'm going back in and just building that color up. And now I'm going to take a different, well, no, actually, you know what? I can actually go in with the same brush. I'm going to go in with this deepest shade, and I'm really going to smoke that crease out. And I'm going to really build it up and smoke it out. Tap my brush off. I don't know how pigmented this shade is. Oh, it's very nice. You can tell how smooth these are because they just, like, even just looking at my lids, you can tell how smooth this formula is. And this dark shade, this plummy shade at the end, it's just building up so nicely, and it's blending so nicely, and it doesn't look harsh. I'm going to go in with some more. Tap off my brush. And then I like to go back in with this brown shade right here. And I'm going to use that just to blend everything out. So now what I'm going to do is, because I'm somebody, I like shimmer on the lid. I don't really like a full matte eye personally on me. In some way, form, shape, matter, I have to incorporate some type of glitter or shimmer. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the highlighter out of this palette, and I'm just going to use it and put it all over the lids. And I'm also going to use that in my inner corner. And for that, I'm just going to use my finger. Then I'm going to take a small, like, detailing defining brush, and I'm going to use this on my lower lash line. I'm going to tightline, and I'm just going to take some of the shades that I use. I'm going to use some of that brown and some of that plummy pinky shade and just pretty much define it. And now I'm going to do the other eye off the camera, and I'll be right back. I've done my other eye, and I am back. The only other thing that I have done is I have applied mascara to both eyes. Now, I want to pretty much talk about the full look when it comes to the eyes real fast. I really love the way that these blended out. They're very smooth and soft to the touch. When you apply your brush into the pan for the powder, it does not kick up a lot of powder at all. And it looks like almost nothing when you really tap it in. Like, you could do this to it, and it's not going to be like powder explosion. So I really do like that, and I love the way that my makeup has turned out. I don't know if you can tell, it is kind of like grungy, but it is like very soft, and it pretty much goes with the whole makeup. I love the way that it looks. That palette is something that I think that I would grab for a lot, because you can use everything in that palette and get a very nice glowy look when it comes to the skin, like when it comes to the bronzer, the highlighter, and the eyes just look very nice, and it all matches really well. So I think the palette and the colors in the palette is set up very nice. Like I said, I love the way that my eyes have turned out. I feel like it looks like something that Nars would post on their page, because when you see a lot of those models, they look like they had that really soft, natural, but grungy almost look. So I love the way that it turned out. Now, the only other Nars product that I have to try out is the lip, and I actually have two of these. I knew that I would love this so much that I picked out two of them, and this is called, okay, the writing is very, very tiny. This is in the shade Orgasm, and this is the only shade that they have of this. Pretty much it's like a moisturizing lip tint is what it is. I can't tell you the specific name because I can't really read the writing, but this is what the packaging looks like. It looks absolutely gorgeous, and like I said, I love this so much that I picked up two of them. So I'm just going to apply this really fast, and then we will be done, and I'm going to go back over all of the products. By the way, this is what the product looks like when you roll it up. Very, very pretty. And this is it. This is the finished look. I love the way that this feels on the lips. I feel like it would have looked a lot better on me if my lips weren't so dry at the moment, because it's like a sheer tint. But it does give a nice amount of pigment, and like I wanted to mention in this video, that lip tint goes well with the whole collection. I just feel like, where this is, like I said over and over, like how this makeup looks so natural and subtle, but very pretty and elegant. The lip goes with it really, really nicely, and I feel like it just pretty much pulled the look in together. So I'm going to go over the products individually and tell you if I think it's worth the price tag, because like I said, Nars has a hefty price tag, and I want you to not waste your money. So the first things I want to talk about, we'll just go in order. The first thing I tried, I have mascara on my finger. The first thing that I tried was the Nars Orgasm, Endless Orgasm highlighting palette. I guess you can consider it a highlighting palette, and this is what it looks like. I don't recommend this, guys. Even though it is very subtle and I feel like it looks pretty, it almost looks like nothing, and you're paying a good $60 for this palette, and the shades just don't show up. even I tried this darker shade right here and it doesn't show up hardly anything. So I don't recommend this palette, sadly enough. Like, I love the packaging. If you're a collector of Nars and their packaging, this is nice, but if you're actually buying it for the quality of the product, it's not nice. It's barely anything. It's pretty much like nothing. So the creams feel nice though. They feel very soft and smooth, but it just doesn't show up hardly anything. Then when it comes to the Hot Nights palette, I definitely recommend this. I feel like I use this one more than the other one when it comes, because I use the eyeshadows in this palette, but the bronzer really builds up very nicely and it's very smooth to the touch. You can tell when you apply it on your face that it is a very nice formula. It just looks very smooth. The highlighter is nice. I ended up using this on the eyes as well and in my inner corners. And the eyeshadows are smooth as well. This whole palette just has the same formula when it comes to the face products and the eye products. And it doesn't pick up a lot of powder when you're dipping your brush into it. So I love this palette and I highly recommend it. I feel like it'll be good for everyday wear. And if you're just wanting just a very pretty pinky look, very, very nice, very elegant, just very everyday palette. And then I have the Summer Lights palette, and I started off with this palette. Again, I recommend it just like the other one. I feel like this is a good everyday palette. I'm trying to open it. I feel like this is a good everyday palette. Just like with the last palette, everything has the same formula when it comes to the face products and the eyeshadows. Everything just blends out really nice. Like when you dip your brush in, you don't have a powder explosion. There's hardly anything. If not, there's not nothing. Everything just blends out very nice, and this is a good everyday palette, and I highly recommend it. I feel like you would love it, especially if you're wanting something for every day. This is like work appropriate, so highly recommend this as well. And then I tried the blush, and I feel like this probably, I wouldn't say it's my favorite. Actually, I think the two palettes are my favorite, but I love the way that this looks on my skin, and I feel like this is a good staple. I know that I will use this a lot, and I feel like it just looks very nice on my skin, and it gives me that pretty glow and just like you look like awake. So I highly recommend this, and I feel like the color is gorgeous whether it is the actual Orgasm shade or not. It's pinky, but it doesn't have that much peach in it, which I thought the regular one did. But I highly recommend this one as well. This is the jumbo size, and it has like the limited edition packaging on it, so very, very pretty, and I highly recommend this one as well. And then the last two products I wanted to go over was the Nars lip tint. I highly recommend this. If you're someone that you're into this color, then you will absolutely love it. The formula on this is very smooth and soft, and it gives that moisture to your lips. So highly recommend this. I love this. This has to be one of my favorites as well. And then I have the Nars Orgasm Illuminator. I don't feel like this is a must-have because there's so many products that can do the same thing, especially from the drugstore, so you can get it for a cheaper price. If it was me, I would personally pick it up. I love the effect that it gives my skin. Again, you don't have to go out and spend the money on this one. You could get something that's cheaper, but I just love the way that it looks on my skin, and it is something that I'm going to grab for a lot. So I highly recommend this one as well. So overall, everything I recommend, everything worked for me besides the Endless Orgasm palette, but that was my review. I know, like I said, I know my lights and stuff. I don't know if you can really see like what's going on. I could give you a close-up, but I love the way that my skin looks, and I love the way my eyes look. I'm just very impressed with this whole collection pretty much. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I just wanted to thank you guys so much for the support. I've been seeing like the comments and the subscribers, and I just want you all to know that it absolutely means the world to me. But other than that, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. And before you go, please don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell below so you are notified every time I upload a video. But other than that, I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.